Full-blown jam sessions before we got on the broadcast today. Welcome back. You are now at the Realty Resource Report. My name is Timothy Judkins, your host here at the St. Clairsville Remax Broadwater headquarters, as you can see in the background. Glad to see you guys back. Hold on, let me synchronize my camera to me. Uh-oh. We're wiggly now. Here we go. We are live on TikTok as well. We have a challenge for 3 roses in 15 minutes, however that's going to be. I'm just here to give the news, the latest and greatest, talk about what's going on in the world, help everybody transition from one space to the next space if you're looking to get into real estates, right? So when it comes to real estate investment trusts, we talked about that last week. REITs, it is such a great way to get into the real estate market. If you are unable to afford at this current time, it is a great way to make money off of other people's real estate portfolios and the time and energy they're spending on doing that. If you ever see me looking to my left as I'm talking on the show, it is because TikTok is live on my left-hand side. So let me keep looking over there. I'll move my paperwork over a little bit. I want to move the camera over for TikTok a little bit better too. Not trying to cut anybody off or anything like that. I want to get the full effect. Let me put my phone on silent, do not disturb, D&D, because it's a beautiful thing how people see me online and immediately want to text me and leave me. Hey, can you talk about? It's all good. Numerous stories I'm gonna go over today. New listings that are on the market. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. There seems to be some kind of like cold or some kind of cough going around that everybody's getting. Don't really know what's going on with that. But it's that time of year, right? It's that time of year, holiday season, weather changing. And when this happens, things like this go. So a few topics I wanted to go over today, which are very interesting in general. I want to go by, I'm not going to go by what the Facebook itinerary was. I'm going to go by how I have things set up on my list. And the first thing I want to talk about today is the 50-year mortgage. Articles will be online on YouTube when the official version comes out. Now, the 50-year mortgage, awesome idea. Lenders are loving this because, you get to hang around for longer, kind of a thing. The 50-year mortgage is going to open up a lot of properties on the market. And the only thing about that is basically it's the same thing as a 30-year mortgage, just for an extended period of time. And that should save you anywhere to $300 to $600 a month extra on your monthly payments. So if you're paying $2,000 a month, then you might be only paying $1,600 or $1,500, something of the sort, depending on the interest rate and things like that. Downsides of that, it's really going to take you longer to build up equity in the property because you got less amount of money going to your principal, more of the money going to your interest. Obviously, the banks are going to make more money on the interest in the long run on the 50-year mortgage. And I don't know. It's a double-edged blade, I would say. I do like the idea of having lower payments, more options for the buyers to get into the market, but at the same time, not every deal is a good deal, kind of a thing. And then following that, I got another article, which I think this one is kind of a little bit more interesting and what I would, drive home a little bit more. Boom, 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 boom. This one is the portable mortgage. So at the same time, when Trump brought out this whole 50-year mortgage idea, he also threw out the portable mortgage idea. I love the portable mortgage idea. So basically, whatever your current interest rate is, whatever equity you have in your home, you can take that and use that as a down payment for your next property. I believe this will open up the inventory drastically. There's a lot of people, where was my statistic? 60% of people who own a home right now, 60% of the people who own a home in today's market have an interest rate below 4%. One more time. 60% of the people who own a home have an interest rate below 4%. And this is the main reason why they're not jumping into the market to buy a new home, to sell their property, because the interest rate right now is around 6.5, 6.4. So at the end of the day, why go to buy something at a higher rate when you have such a good price right now? And so that will be an inventory boom if it does happen. At the same time, if you have a $300,000 house, you're looking to do this portable mortgage idea and move it to another property, but that property is 500,000. In this specific circumstance, you would be taking something like a second mortgage, but you would still be taking the current interest rate as well. So just because you have a 3% interest rate and the current interest rate is 6%, they are going to find a risk assessment rate, which is going to be in between those two numbers. So you could be anywhere between a 4 and a 5% because now you are taking a second mortgage and you have to pay for that type of borrowing. So it is a thing. It is a tactic. I do believe it will open up more buyers. At the same time, these are all real indicators for the market, right? So if you're seeing new things pop up and new things change on the market, that means there is new opportunities. There are new ways to buy homes. At the same time, that can be a similar indicator that things are getting more strenuous. Things are getting more difficult. More analysis, more proof of funds and credit might be more, you know, at play at this time in this market. And that goes right into my next topic on why, so many changes are happening on the market and why you should be vigilant to these things and use them to your advantage and play it by ear. Because at the same time, underwriters at Fannie Mae, that's where this one's from, Fannie Mae has made the executive decision to now drop the 620 minimum credit score in order to get financed by them. That's huge. That's huge. So if you didn't have that 620, they didn't even call you back. They didn't even process your file. They didn't look at anything that you were doing because you didn't have the number that they need. But now that that has changed, they have opened up the doors for more people to make applications, but that doesn't mean that they're not still analyzing people. Okay? I really want you to take that to heart and realize just because they dropped the 620 minimum credit score does not mean they're not analyzing your payment history, your debt to income ratio, how often you apply for different amounts of borrowing. So they are still going to drive home the fact that you need to be a qualified borrower and a responsible financial individual. Okay, so that is big news though. So Fannie Mae is no longer requiring a 620 credit score in order for you to get financed by them. They are a government-backed loan. They deal with the FHA, VA, USDA. So very interesting. Now, my last article of the day is probably the one people have seen floating around the most. Amazon. So Amazon has officially lost a lawsuit with the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, and now they currently owe $2.5 billion back to Prime subscribers. So if you have an Amazon account and you are subscribed to Prime, you might get a check back. That is the thing. That is what actually just happened recently. And so apparently, from what I absorbed, Amazon has been tricking, seducing, or encouraging or stiff arming, I should say, people into joining Prime, getting a Prime account, rather it's free shipping, subscriptions, things of this nature. And they make it, almost impossible to just, to turn down such opportunities. So with that being said, they have finally been sued by the FTC. in a class action lawsuit. I guess I should say a class action lawsuit sued him. And now they are going to be paying everybody out $51 to anybody who was a part of that class action lawsuit from now till December 24th. So this lawsuit went together, it went to court in 2023. And so craziness, you guys. Let me see what else we got here. All right. It's that time of day. So you would not be on the Realty Resource Report if I did not give you guys a buyer and seller tip on how to get into the market, how to take this information and to leverage it to your own advantage to help you and your family get to their next destination or to help your investments grow. Okay? Now, my buyer tip for the day, playing on these subjects that we talked about, my buyer tip for the day is if you are in the market to buy a home, if you have a desire to own a home, keep your options open. The reason I say that is because the market is changing so much. You have your president introducing a 50-year mortgage. You have a portable mortgage option coming up. We have so many things. We got Fannie Mae dropping the 620 rule for a minimum credit score. Talk to a lender, because I feel like if I was in the lending world right now, I'm all over the place. I'm pretty sure so many things are shifting and changing on a week-to-week basis going into this holiday season that you should buddy up with your lender right now. Try to see what's going on with them, see how they're doing, what changes are happening in the market, because they can greatly affect what you're able to buy, your affordability, and even expand what you're doing. So that's my buyer tip for the day. If you're on the market looking for a property with the government introducing all these changes, government-backed loans, now that the government opened, you're now dropping credit score minimums, I would definitely talk to your lender, see what changes have happened in the market, and try to adapt to that and be in front of everybody who's trying to make offers this holiday season or this coming spring. Okay, that's my buyer tip for the day. Now, on the other side of the fence, my seller tip for the day. Now, with all these same changes happening, there might be more people coming to the market. With that being said, if you were on the fence about not selling your property strictly because the interest rate, oh, I don't want a higher interest rate and things like, if this portable mortgage comes around the corner, you will have a lot of people who are going to all the nice houses that you were technically passing up because you were waiting on this day. So if the day is coming, this is my seller tip for the day. Based on more buyers being able to qualify for new loans and situations like that, we might not jump to the market right now. We don't have to jump to the market this holiday season, this winter, or in the spring. But if you're thinking about doing it, get the house ready. That's my seller tip for the day. Prep your house. Get it ready to sell just in case you do want to make the move. If this 50-year mortgage and portable mortgage comes into a big boom into the market, you should leverage yourself to take advantage of such things as well. This might be your opportunity to get the retirement home, to move to that next house that you've been looking for. So keep an eye on the market, see what's happening with that. But I'm just saying, as this holiday season's going by, why not update the kitchen? Why not add a touch of paint for a few things? Why not redo the deck? If you got the time, the energy, and the finances, it might be worth it in the long run if you are curious about selling. Okay? So that's my selling tip for the day. Side note, this Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua situation is just, I want to say, I wish I put this underneath. The whole Jake Paul situation, Jake Paul fighting, I just want to let it be known that this man is one of the best marketing geniuses I've ever seen. Jake Paul, when he goes to fight anybody or do anything, like, if, to be honest with you, I feel like this is how, whatever Jake Paul does leading up to a fight is exactly what a real estate agent should do leading up to putting their house on the market. Whatever they was about to do, whatever skits you had in your mind and things like this, man is the best advertiser, marketer. he can't get enough endorsements and sponsorships by the way that he could get social media spinning the way that it does. Okay. So if anybody was looking to get into media, be an influencer, watch Jake Paul, because that man is just, he's on fire when it comes to these things. All right. That's my little side rant for the day. And you know I can't do the show. I can't do the Realty Resource Report. It's morphin' time. Remax Broadwater. This is what I need to do. I need to plug the team. I always plug the team every time I do my live broadcast. Every Monday I do this live broadcast. And so the first house we have for the day is 236 Ace Drive, Rayland, Ohio. Boom, boom. Now this one is $225,000. It has only been on the market for 4 days. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and that one is listed by Notori. So if you guys want a private tour and to check out that property, reach out to her. She'll show you guys around. And my next property for the day, 171 Township Road, 267. This one is in Amsterdam, Ohio, listed by Dante. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath for $195,000. It's actually only been on the market for 1 day. So if you guys want to go check that out, reach out to Dante. We can set you up, get you a private tour. 30, 40 minutes or so. I'm going to get the music going again and stuff like that. I'm going to start playing the music that I like, that I listen to in my own time. Great Thanksgiving. Have a safe Black Friday. You know, sometimes that could get treacherous. I don't know how crazy it's going to be this year, but we shall see. All right, you guys.